Hi everybody and welcome back to Nellie Ruth Designs. Well, it's been a while. I've been busy. I do have good news, so we will get to that in a minute. But first I want to welcome everyone to my channel. I think we are going to start a new project. I will be continuing the crossword puzzle collaging, but I'm going to start a new small, tiny art book. A collage book. So that's what we'll be doing for the next couple months. So that'll be fun. Gosh, what has been happening? Let me show you what I have been doing. This is for the our art box. I'm going to set that, not art box. I'm thinking of Sketchbox for our art book. Okay. What I have done is, we will get to the Sketchbox in a minute, but what I have been doing in my spare time, and I'll just show you some, the glare might be a lot because of the photos. I'm back scrapbooking, and this is 2001, and I decided, seeing that I have a grandbaby on the way, I've been wanting to get family scrapbooking photos done since COVID hit. And I haven't done it. I really let myself down. And I feel I haven't been true to myself. So I have been doing a lot of scrapbooking. A lot of going through all my photos, trying to figure out the different years. I did that when I couldn't do much because of my eye after surgery. But I have been working diligently on 2001, and the reason I have to get these done, as you can see, I do a page for, because I have twins, so I do a page for each boy. And what I find works best for me, I will do one page, 2 pages, 3, 4, 5 pages, depending on how big of a layout, whether it's we go on vacation to Maine or we take a big trip. I will do one layout, and then what I do, as you can see, is I just, when it comes time to do boy B, it's all done, and I just set this aside and I just hammer them out. So I can get a lot done, especially if I take my time and do it over a weekend. This one here goes with this, obviously. And again, I do try to do them the same, but sometimes I will change them up a little bit. Like this one here says fall. This is my son Patrick, so he's going to get this one. And let's see, where's the other one? And then Michael, because he's not featured in this one, he's going to get, his will look like this, where it just says autumn for his brother right here. And then I always make sure that I get my verbiage down, my journaling. So I have been busy with that, and I've been loving it because I've been using my Cricut machine, which all of these leaves are from. So I've really been enjoying myself with that. So that's one thing. The next thing I have been doing is I've decided that I'm going to get back into my watercolor painting, and it's abstract. I watched Denise Love on YouTube, and I absolutely love her work. And I have all kinds of watercolor paints, brushes. I have a big investment in that, and I have done nothing. So that's going to be another thing that I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be doing it. I don't think I'm going to be doing it here on YouTube. I don't know what kind of response I would get. Somebody, you want to see, it's going to be all abstract. And again, I really like what Denise does. I usually watch her in the mornings when I'm having my coffee. I've watched her for a long time. She's just a super, super gal. And I love her enthusiasm. And she really gets me going. What I'm going to do with the watercolors, I don't know. But I decided, because she has shown that she gets the Sketchbox monthly pieces. This is September. So I started this a little while ago, and these are some paint. These are actually liquid chalk. And I really like the way Denise used them. So I'm going to go back, watch her videos, and I'm going to have a good play with these. Now, everything that comes from Shoebox or Sketchbox, I'm so confused today with my wording. Everything that comes from Sketchbox is their edition, and it's made for them. You can't find these cute little things. And, you know, this here is calligraphy ink. It's made for them, so you can't find this on, like, if you were to go to Amazon or anything like this. So this I haven't opened yet, but these are woodless pastel pencils. And I also want to improve, I'm not a good mark maker, so I want to improve my mark making. Denise makes it look so easy. And these are really cool pencils. And I'm just excited about trying them out. So I received those, which are very cool. And the other thing I like about Sketchbox is that they have a YouTube channel. So I can also go there and I can watch the gal there, and she can explain everything. This is Hanmule paper. And this again is this custom 4x7 pad is brought to you by Hanmule. And then you always get a little how-to piece here. But I can't draw, and I'm just going to be doing abstract. And then this came with a brush and my, let's see, looks like size 8. My eyes are good, but they're not that good. This is tiny writing. So this looks like it's either a size, looks like size 8. Okay. So that's what was in the September box. In the October box, I got these 4 colors here of calligraphy ink. And yes, you can use calligraphy ink, because I just watched the YouTube video. Excuse me. You can use these as a watercolor. This is carmine red. This is black. Let's see if I can see this. I have to get a little magnifying glass. This is metallic white. Metallic white. So tiny. And this is cool gray. All right. So that comes with that. And then you get a wonderful sketchbook. To play in. And this is 60 pages. And here it is here. So this will be really fun to play in. This here. And then another, this is a quill. This is a quill. See that? So this will go just wonderful with that calligraphy ink. This is a quill brush. And then you get an ink brush, which you can put, and it comes with its own little stand. And then this ink brush, you can fill this right up with ink here. And I believe there's already ink to start in this. So yeah, I'm going to be playing and experimenting and just having a fun time with all of these little pieces. So that's exciting. That's going to be something different for me. And as far as my eye, even though I had to use this little magnifying glass, because that was pretty tiny writing. I went to my eye surgeon, and I am free and clear. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. I can bend, I can lift. I've already been on my Peloton. I went for a nice 45-minute ride the other day, bike. I've been out gardening, and that was yesterday. Today's Sunday, so I'm kind of taking it easy today. I don't want to get too crazy. But he said my eye is healing really, really well, and I don't have to go back for another 8 weeks. So, yay. I'm all glad that I can just go and be free to be me. So that's why I thought, because I will be able to make videos more often again, and that's why I thought it would be so much fun to start another little mini art book. All right. So I pulled some papers. Now I'm going to use, this is going to be my book. And if you haven't seen the other small and tiny collage art books I've done, I suggest you take a look at them. They're so much fun. I have a playlist, and I will put the playlist in the description so you can go back and take a look. This is going to be a little bit bigger. This is just going to be a small. It's not going to be a mini. But this here is from a box. This is from a soap container. My son gets Dr. Squatch, and this is the Alpine Sage. Still has a little bit of scent to it. So I thought I would use this because this is the perfect size for a little book. And I'm going to keep it fairly simple as far as papers. The last one that I worked in had a lot of scrapbooking papers in it. The only things I'm using here are a mixed media paper and just a thin craft paper. All right. And then I just I measured. I figured you didn't need to see how to do that. I just measured across here the length and the width, and then I just cut them down. On one side, I left a straight edge. You can see here. And then on this side, I used my Creative Memory, my decal, this here, my ripper. And I just ripped. I didn't want straight edges on both of the white papers. On here, I have some funky edges, and then I just ripped. I just ripped these myself. So I'm just going to do craft paper and white paper. And I'm not going to do too much because depending on what I put in here, I don't want it to be super fat. I know the last two that I worked on, because there was a lot of pages, it was kind of hard to open up. This one I looked at carefully because there are two, it's a box. I believe I don't want to have it like this. So I did score a center line. I'm going to attach my papers to the center line like this. And then I'm just going to kind of let it flow and do its own thing, okay? But what I first want to do is I want to cover this in some material. And I have a lot of scrap material. Now, I highly suggest if you're into junk journals or you want to make a larger book, take this to your ironing board and press this and get the seams out of it. All right, make it just a nice, smooth piece of material. I looked at this and I don't have to do that because where it's been folded, you can see it's going to be nice and smooth. I'm not going to have to press it at all because when I fold it, it's going to come right over. So the other way I figure what pattern I want to use, I think I want most of the cherries here. So I just take it, I fold it over, and then I just fold it again. And then this is going to be, you can see this will be the book here. And I like that. So what I'm going to do, now you're probably thinking, and I got thinking about this as well, because it's green and I'm going to cut this down just a little bit more because I don't see where that was folded. I don't want that to come over. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this off. Hopefully it'll work out. Hopefully I haven't botched it here. I was thinking maybe I could just do green and red inside, but I don't want to make it a Christmas theme. All right. So I'm thinking if I get my color cube cards out, whatever there is with a red and green motif, there will be other colors to go with it. We could blend it, and then I'm going to cut this down. Let's see how. I just don't know how do I want to say it? How deep or how much I want this to come up like this, but I think it'll be okay. And we're going to cut this here. And these books are pretty easy to make. It's, I'm going to bring that down, and then I will bring that up. And then I'm going to put, obviously, a paper, or I'm going to put something else on the inside of this, all right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I will cut, I'm going to get this down first. So I'm not going to use any glue right away on this. I'm going to use some double-sided tape. Because, let's see here. Now, it's been a while since I've made a little book, so you're just going to have to bear with me. All right, so I have my tape down, and as you can see, I've just taped it around the outside here. And I'm thinking if I put this down like this, I don't want any tape here on the spine because I'm going to be sewing through this to hold my paper in. But yeah, I think I want to have it like that. All right, let's start there. Let's start there. So I hope everyone is doing really well. We have had an amazing late summer, early fall, forecast. Our weather has been absolutely beautiful. Cold, crisp mornings, and, you know, it heats up by midday, and then it's been, you know, 75 to 80 degrees during the day. And it's just been absolutely gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to come up here, okay? I think that will give me enough. If not, we will just start. All right, so I have to cut this. I'm just going to get my fabric scissors. And this is where I have a hard time. I never know how close to cut it, so ignorance is bliss. All of my books do come out, so I don't really have to worry too much about. Okay, so this and this. Just wondering if I want to do this side. If I want to do the ends first, then I want to come down. It doesn't really matter. Okay, and I am going to, again, I'm not going to glue. I'm going to tape. I really do like this Sook Wang a lot. It's very it's very strong. And when I used to make journals, I always used this to do whatever I needed to really secure. I don't always like using glue on my fabrics. Okay. Okay, there's that. Okay, there's that. And there's that there. And then I do have a narrow tape I will show you. All right, I do have a Sook Wang. I believe this is 1/4 of an inch. Can't be certain, but okay, I'll put that there like that. Make sure this is down. So it doesn't take any time at all to make one of these little books. And I think the most time-consuming part of this is picking your papers. You can use scrapbook papers. You can use whatever you want. I did my last one. And I really liked it. The one before the tiny one, it was just all white paper. And that's where I did the black and white one. And I really liked that as well. So you can see how well this tape works. And I'm leaving, I didn't put any tape here, so it was more flexible. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, now you can do one of two things when you're making a book, at least in my world. Everybody doesn't live in my world. And a lot of people are critical of my world. But what you can do is you can attach your paper you can make a piece here that will fit down, okay? You can put your, if you want a, if you don't want any strings or twine on the outside, you can do all of that, tape it down, which I think I might do. Then you can finish putting it here. So I'm going to do that. So I just have to decide what I want to use to put here. And I have a box. I have a, this is from Dr. Squatch. This was a big Star Wars pack. I got my son one year for Christmas. And he said, Mom, you want the box to use? And I said, I sure do. This is the box that smells good because the soaps, there was, I don't know how many soaps that came in this box. And every time I open it, it smells delightful. And I keep all my extra white and cream colored papers in here. And I use them for my scrapbooking. So if I have to, like say, for instance, when I want to put a white border around my photos, I go to that box. And then I don't have to use a 12 by 12 sheet, or I don't have to use other pieces. I go right to that box there. So this here I'm going to cut down, and I'm going to attach my pages to this. So this is what? This is 3. So I'm going to make this 2.5, I think. Make this 2.5. Yeah, this will be fine. And then I'm going to cut this down. I eyeball everything, people. It's just how I roll. Right about here. Okay. So we are going to get, this could be thrown away. Oh, this smells so good. So now I'm going to find the center of this. And I may tweak it a little bit. So maybe what I will do for, I'm going to make this 4. I'm going to make it 4.5, all right? And I'm just going to score right through here so I can just tear it off. I don't need to cut it because it's going to be covered up, all right? So now we've got 2.25. Okay, so here's my center, okay? So now I'm going to get my little kit out. Whoops. And we are going to attach these here to this, okay? Then once these are attached, we can put this down in here. Then I can put what I want on the inside. All right, so let's see if I did this right. It's been a while. So I have this little tool that I got. It's in a book. It's a little book binding kit. And it comes with your, I call this floss. It's not floss. It's your bookbinding thread. And it's waxed, okay? So it comes with white, black, a darker brown, or a caramel color, and then a lighter color. So this is pretty simple to do. I had this is how it works. I went ahead and did all of them. You put your paper in here. And this is looks like a little pyramid. So you put your paper down in there like that after you poke it or fold it, and then you just poke where you want your holes. And this is how it comes out. Pretty easy peasy to use. So now what I have to do is this will go on the bottom. I want to get all of my papers lined up. I chose not to do it in one big grouping. All right. And now I just have to get these all lined up, and then I can stitch them together. So this may take me a few minutes. And I may go back, because you don't need to watch me get all of this lined up and stuff. Normally what you would do, you'd put all your papers together, you would put your clip on, put it in there, and then you would poke straight away. I chose not to do that because I chose not to do that. It was pretty thick, and I wanted to make sure all of my holes lined up. So let me get all of these lined up. I'll get the clip on and I'll come back and stitch. All right, so I have 2 holes done. I figured misery loves company, so I'm going to have you come back. We're going to do this together. So I want to have I don't want to have any a tie. You know how you'll go and you'll see some junk journals, they have the tie in the middle. I don't want that. So I started in the other end. So now I'm going to go through here, go through the center, and this is where patience has to prevail. And I'm just feeding 1 or 2 at a time. And again, there are a lot of good bookmakers out there, and there's a lot of good gals out there that make junk journal. They do the tutorials on how to make the books. I also suggest you go and you watch those gals as well, because the way I do it is a little unorthodox, and it could be a little confusing for you, and I don't want you to be confused. I just kind of wrap that around. And then I'm going to go back through this side. And that's when you can pull and tighten everything. When you're done feeding your needle through, okay? Almost there. The torture will be over in a minute, people. There we go. And then I just do, instead of trying to pull it all through immediately, I'll just take a few at a time, bring them through. Because I don't want to rip my paper either. There, ta-da. All right. And I'm just going to tighten all of this up. Okay. And that is all attached to that. And I'll just tie it. So you can see my knot is going to be on this side. It's not going to have any strings or knots in the center. Don't want that. I want a nice clean page. Can use that for something else. And there you have it. Now this here is going to go right in here like this, okay? So I just need to find my center, and I'm going to mark it with a black marker. Okay, so there's my center, and I want to get it lined up with that right there, okay? So I'm going to take my tape once again. I'm going to do one side at a time. All right, so I have my tape on. You'll see where I put all of that. I'm just going to peel this off. We'll get that stuck down in there. You may not have to use this much tape. I like to. Because remember, we're going to secure these ends down by putting either fabric over them or some sort of scrapbooking paper, whatever you want to use. Okay, so I have my center here. Just going to kind of line it up. So I'm going to have to bring this up a little bit more because I don't want this hanging. Oh, I can put this over the top. So this can be the top. And I know you're going to say, and you're thinking, oh my goodness. Now, for me, this is just a fun art journal to work in. It doesn't have to be perfect. If your papers are over the top, it's okay. All right. Okay. All right. I want this to be messy. I want it to be fun. We'll probably do some painting on the inside. Okay. And it's just to have fun in. If you wanted to, you don't have to do it horizontally. You could also make a vertical book like this where it flips up. All right. So I'm going to see what I think I'm going to use paper to put in here. I'm going to pull maybe just some plain paper, or maybe it will be something with a pattern on it, and we're going to get this covered. But for the time being, I'm going to take this clip. I'm going to get this clipped on here just so it can, the shape can hang there. All right, let me go get some paper and we will finish on the inside. So I've decided that I'm going to use the fabric, all right? And I've ripped one piece here just to see how it would turn out. So I'm going to put that one there with the cherries up front. And again, it's just I think that'll be perfect right in there like that. I have this crafter's pick, this fabric glue. So let's see if this, I can get this squirted out on here. I haven't used this. I usually use This looks like it needs just a little cleaning. All right, I went and grabbed my 3-in-1. I was going to use this fabric glue and use a brush. I don't know. I'm not going to do that. I've got my 3-in-1. I might as well finish using the last of this. So this is the front. Let's get this down on here. If I find that this doesn't work or this is giving me a hard time, I'll try that fabric glue, but I don't know where I got that glue. Just kind of appeared on my shelf. I've never used it before, so I'm just gonna use this like I usually do. Whoop. Okay, that'll go there. Let's put this right down on here. And I like how this has the frayed edges. I put my sewing machine away because I don't use sewing when I'm scrapbooking. And I reconfigured my desk for all my 12-12 papers, and so I could have, it would have been cute if I had stitched something around here, but a lot of people don't have sewing machines either, and so sometimes it's just nice to just do it the old-fashioned way. Just glue it down. I have to keep that in mind as well. All right, so here's the front cover, which I think is really cute. Now, let's put that top on there because that glue is coming out everywhere. This I'm going to move over there. I want to, when you create a book, you want to know, you want to figure out how you're going to close it as well. So I have this elastic that I bought, I think, on Amazon. I don't know, you can get it, definitely get it on Amazon. If you can't get it there, they don't make it. So I'm thinking about putting this here like that, and then I can wind it. That's going to work, right? And then I can tie it here, right? And that should keep it closed. So let's give that a try. But first I'm going to rip this down. And I want mostly the white flowers there. So we're going to make a little cut and just rip it. There's something very satisfying about ripping material. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the sound, but I like it. And if you have little pieces of threads hanging, just leave them. That adds to the character. And if you rip wrong, just go get another piece of paper, get another piece of fabric. It's okay. It's all okay. I always say even the bad is good. If something doesn't go right, just keep going. Okay. All right, so we're going to put that, I think this way. Let's put it this way. That is going to go there, just like that, okay? But I want to get this behind here as well. So let's get this down. Don't run out on me now there, darling. I'm going to have to get some more of this. This has lasted me a long, long time. So I hope everybody is enjoying this video. It's, you know, I've been away so long that I feel odd making it. I feel like it's the very first video I've ever made. You watching, you may not understand that, but if you are a crafter, it's a very weird, it is very weird. I feel like I'm the new kid on the block, and I think that'll be fine like that. Put this right on here, there. Right on here, there. Makes sense, doesn't it? And then I will let this sit for a couple days and make sure it's all nice and dry. And I just love it because it's kind of messy, and I think it's just going to be wonderful. It's going to be a fun little book to play in. Look at that. And then I can just wind this around here, right? We'll wind this around here. I better test it out now, because if it's not going to work, now's the time to dismantle it, right? And you don't have to use elastic. Oh, look at that. That'll work fine. And then I have enough, so as the pages grow, that is just perfect. It can expand. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my clamps on here. I'm going to let it set for a few days, and then we can start creating some art in here, some collage art. And I think it's going to be very interesting working on the craft pages and the white. So I'm going to really have to think about my color schemes, if I just want to go wild and have, you know, all different colors in here. But I think this is going to be a cute, cute book. So get your books ready. Make a little book. If you don't have a book, find a small little book that you can play in. And then I will be back and we will start collaging in here. And I got some new stencils, and I'm really excited about these new stencils, and we're going to be using them as well. Let me show them to you. I want to do a lot of stenciling in here, so I have been thinking about this for a while. And I will tell you where I got these. I got these at Joggles. I don't know if you've ever heard of Joggles, but look at these fun stencils. And these are ATC. These are itty bitty ATC. This is Vertical Vines. This one here is Seeds. Isn't that fun? This one here is Random Dots. So we're going to be using a lot of these mini dots. I love this one. Mini Cyclone. This is Halos. This one here is Fossil. This is Big Lined Dots. Isn't that cool? This one here is Bead Strings. Daggers. And then this one is Bumpy Ride. So we're going to be doing a lot of stenciling in here, which will be a lot of fun. We're going to be using stickers and all kinds of little ephemera. So go and get all your littles out. Get your stencils. get your colored markers, whatever you want to use, and we will start creating in this fun little art book. So I want to thank everyone for joining me today. If you liked this video, as usual, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. Let me know what you would like to see in here as well. I haven't decided yet on colors, or I think I may stick with a red and green or use white and red. I know a lot of people don't use red in their artwork, so this might be something really good for you to get over that. But I could use white and red pages, green and red pages, you know, blue and red, blue and green, yellow and green. I mean, purple and red. There's so many varieties that I can come up with. So that is it. I want to wish everyone a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.